Ed Kelson on the outside wearing that Mohawk helmet. Something a little different. Conrad Malmo, if you look at him there, he's about in the middle, driving Paul Russell's boat. When he comes by next time, take a look at him. It looks like something is sticking up on the top of his helmet, and indeed it is. That is his helmet cam. More and more guys, when they go out and get to drive for the first time, or one of these times, or if they get to go for a ride, more and more people are going out with the helmet cam on. We get some great memories here of the boats as they get their ride. On the inside, that little boat called the Weehoo, driven by Wes Gray out of Ellensburg. Wes is no spring chicken, but nobody's having any more fun than he is. He owned that boat originally, and he raced it originally. Then he restored that boat, and now he's running it again. One of the few instances here where a boat is being owned and driven by the individual who owned and drove it back in the day when it was competitive. That's that little boat on the inside, the Weehoo. His name is Wes Gray. He's from Ellensburg, Washington, and he's having the time of his life. Met him here a year ago. Delightful guy. Now you'll check out the helmet cam there on the boat in lane number 2. Looks like there's something sticking up on his helmet. That's his camera. Good looking stuff here with our vintage boats. Nick Bonazzini, nice run, buddy. Great boat race. Nick finally coming off the dock here as his 1 liter gets lifted up. Boat number 8, the last of the 1 liters to come out of the water. Nick almost had a second place, but he had the good fortune to race side by side with his sister. So it's Conrad Malmo and Wes Gray having a great time running up the backstretch. Wes, he's not afraid to put the hammer down still a little bit. Like I said, he is no spring chicken, but he is young at heart, and that is all that matters. And I can tell you, there's no 2 people in Eastern Washington right now that are having more fun than Wes Gray and Conrad Malmo. They're just having a ball. They're looking at each other, they're smiling, they're saying, keep it right here. Ed Kelson coming by in that boat number 20. That boat got wet for the first time yesterday. And by my recollection, every time they put that boat in the water, it has run, it has started, it has come back, and it's run very well. Very, very typical of a boat that the Kelson family has anything to say about. And meanwhile, the fun continues. Popping and banging going on up there. Boat's still running and running fine. And again, there's nobody on the radio telling these guys what to do, so they got to read the flags here. They got to look to the right, see the green flag, know that everything is still good on the race course. Again, Ed Kelson across start finish line in that little cab over boat number 20. Under the watchful eye of Don Kelson from Don Kelson's shop down in South Seattle. He's down there on the dock. He is acting as our vintage hydroplane referee this weekend. That's Don Kelson right down there on the dock, right behind our flagman. Talk about knowledge in some of these vintage boats. There's so much knowledge in this pit area here this morning. Sat with Pat Bertram. He's been around these boats for way too many years to hear him tell it. Got Don Kelson down here on the dock. These guys could tell you anything you wanted to know about just about any one of these hulls, be they race boats of a vintage variety or even the current day boats. There's just so much knowledge. These people get it in their blood, and they can't get it out, nor do they want to. They enjoy it. It's a passion, it's a love, it's a hobby, and it's great to have them keep our link with the past here with our vintage hydroplanes here on beautiful Lake Pateros. Checkered flag for our second heat of vintage hydroplanes. Conrad Malmo comes by on the outside. Wes Gray, and it looks like Mr. Gray is going to get the checkered flag. And Conrad Malmo gives a wave. Certainly having a great afternoon here. Never been in that boat before, never been behind the wheel of that one, but I think he's going to like it. Paul Russell, if you can hear me up at the other end of the race course, you finally got an opportunity to see your boat. It looked outstanding. Meanwhile, Ed Kelson comes across in that little cab over boat number 20, immediately hangs it hard on the hook. And he will head back toward the pit area.